All right, got another batch of rocks all cleaned up, ready to take off to the saw, cut, see what's on the inside. Again, these are some banded agate nodules, maybe some moss, just outside of Phoenix, Arizona, out in the desert. I'll kind of poke through these real quick and see what we got. A little bit of banding showing, but never know, it might just be a little bit of banded quartz in the center. This one, not really sure. It's got signs of agate. Maybe some moss mixed in with it. Tubes, who knows? See some of these. Crazy looking. So it's kind of a double looking nodule. It's got signs of banding on the outside, but right here looks like it's going to have a quartz pocket. Question is that quartz pocket just on that side, or does it extend into this side? I'm gonna cut it across here and see if that pinches out and goes all banded, or all quartz, or stays about like that. All right, this one looks like for the most part the outer skin is peeled off and left this odd, strange looking core. It's got a little bit of waterline possibilities running in here and some quartz. Don't know how deep that runs. If I cut it over here, I might miss that. Let's see what else we got here. Maybe some banded agate, maybe got some moss in there too, I don't know. That one's a mystery. Who knows? All right, this one's, it looks like possibly banding, but it could be banded quartz, meaning the quartz crystals have kind of grown out in bands. That looks like quartz crystals. A little bit of banding around the outside edge. And it's got a little bit of color on that outside skin, but it does not look like it goes too deep into the stone. That end's broken off. Looks like it's all banded through that. It might be a nice stone if I cut it parallel to that broken face. Here's a big old chunk. It's got some definite banding and some definite quartz showing. What I'm hoping is, it's a nice little banded bump on that. If I cut it a long ways, maybe I'll miss the quartz and catch the banding. That would be nice. All right, again, we got some edges chipped off the skin, but I can't tell if there's any banding in this one. So I won't know until we cut it. All right, got this little guy here. Kind of flat, but definite banding showing. And got this decent sized, well, more on the small size, I guess. It does have some fractures on the skin, but they look healed. So I'm curious to see what it looks like on the inside. All right, got a flat nodule, got a little bit of quartz crystal right there, I believe. No, that's just the texture of this stone. We got some weathered banding showing on this end. Very weathered. And then on this end, again, very weathered with a little bit of quartz in the middle of it. Looks like it's gonna pinch out near the end here. You can see a chip where some of that weathered stuff is broken off, and it looks like white and clear bands in this one. So maybe, let's see what else we got here. Kind of a flat nodule, a little bit of a window here showing some agate, but I can't see any bands. We'll cut it and see. And the last one here, we got a little flat one, possibly banded on the end anyways. Skin looks like it might have something good in it though. I'm gonna hope for dark gray banding in that one. All right. So let me get these off to the saw, get them cut, and we'll see what's inside them. I'll be right back. All right, back from the saw. Let's walk through these and see what we got. First up, this guy. And pretty much all quartz. It's got a little bit of a calcite crystal down here at that end. Next up, got this unknown darker stone. No clue. Huh. That's different. It's got some agate in it. It's got a big pit right here. Some smaller ones around. What looks like some calcite crystals, the white stuff on the bottom. But I'm not positive that's what that is, but it looks like it. And a lot of host rock. Probably rhyolite. Pretty art rock. Alright. Next up, I've got this larger, odd-shaped lighter skin. This is the one that had a little bit of banding showing. Let's see. Well, looks like the banding didn't go much deeper than the skin. A little bit. It's got cool looking clean quartz. Nice design, no breaks in it. Very translucent. Clean. That'd be a nice polish stone. Definitely. Okay. Next up, got this one with the oranges colored skin. A little bit of something showing here. Some quartz. Let's see what we ended up with. That's odd. It does have some banding, but it is very all one color for the most part, so it's hard to see it. It's got some weird fractured stuff in the center. Kind of like a cross between agate and quartz. Not really sure. It's different. Pretty. Just be a yard rock. Alright. Next up, we got this larger one that looked like it had some moss or something. And then a little bit of agate on the top. If it's just on the top, then I'm going to miss it because I decided to cut it this way, hoping that this goes into the stone. So let's take a look and see. Well, it's gorgeous. It's got a little bit of a banded pocket in the center. And then it's surrounded by all that red moss or plume inclusions. Very cool. See what the other side looks like. All right, it's got a little more of this banded agate. Very nice. Probably a face polish on those guys. Cool. All right, next up we got that one. It looks like all the skin came off of it. Left it with this weird looking core. So let's see what was in that core. Boom, I was right about the water line. It's got a little bit of cleachy or dirt in there. Yeah, it's cool looking, but probably just the art, maybe a tumble. Alright, next up, got another one that's got a little bit of color on the skin. The edges were kind of chipped off, but nothing really showing. So let's see what was on the inside. Alright, well, it was banded. Faint on the middle, but it's got some really tight bands. I don't know if I polish that up, they might have some parallax in it. Very cool. Okay, next up we got that longer one that had the chipped area, looked weathered. Let's see, I did get a parallel cut. Let's see what we ended up with. All right, it's definitely a weathered agate. It's weathered pretty deep into the stone. A little translucent, but it's turned almost solid white. A little bit of gray patches here and there, some orbs. Tiny little crystal center. Might be worth another cut at some point, just to see if it continues to get a little darker going this direction. Okay. Next up, I have that flat nodule. Had a nice color on the skin. Unfortunately, there were some fractures on the end here and it popped off. But let's see what we ended up with. Nice banding, here you go. It's a shame that there's a fracture in that end and it pops off. It stayed on this side, but the banding is really distinct. Very nice. Maybe just do a face polish on those. Okay. Next up, we had that lighter skin nodule that had a, actually, I think I got that upside down. Here you go. A little bit of a window showing. So I tried to just face it just to see. And boom. Looks like it's gonna have some really nice banding on the inside. It does have a inclusion here. That's actually a calcite crystal. Messing up the bands here. Let's see what this other side looks like. Ooh, that crystal looks like it continues into the stone here. But the banding got nicer. I don't know. If I take another cut, I might get past that. I might get a solid piece here. That's probably worth another cut. Wow, look at the parallax in that. I don't know if it's showing up on the camera. Some really good shadow banding going there. All right. Next up, we got that bigger nodule that had the window showing banding with good color and a little bit of quartz here in the middle. I tried to cut over closer to this guy, this little knob that has all the banding in it. Let's see what it turned out. Alright, well, the quartz is definitely getting smaller this direction. The color and the banding is awesome. It does have some healed fractures, unfortunately, but the banding is unreal. Probably just face polish this one, although it looks like we're getting a bullseye or something going on here. Maybe another cut, just to see if we get past this and open that up. I don't know, I have to think about that one. Alright. Next up, got this guy here. It had a little bit of a face, showing what could be banding. Odd shape. Let's see what we ended up with. Whoa. Alright, look at the banding. That's got that parallax big time, the shadow banding. I know that's going to show up here. Wow. Unfortunately, it does have some fractures on this end, but the banding is so cool on this side. Huh. Look at that shadow banding. Wow. Probably just a face polish because of the fractures. That's gorgeous though. Alright, next up, got some good looking skin on this guy. We got some weathered banding showing here. Chipped out there. Weather banding on this side. And a quartz pocket right here. But it looks like it's going to pinch out. I cut it fairly far down. Let's see if I missed it. Oh yeah, I missed it. Another one full of parallax or shadow banding. Nice color. I was really expecting a white and clear, but this is a pleasant surprise. That's a beautiful stone. I don't see any fractures whatsoever. And this side's even nicer. Look at that. Well, I might take a slab off of that to do a cab. If this is thick enough. I'll have to check. It's pretty thin. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, that is really nice. Wow. These stones amaze me. You never know what you're gonna get. All right, save the best for last. So this is the one that kind of had a little bit of something showing here on that end. And you had the banding with the big quartz pocket on this end. And it kind of looked like it was a double egg here. So let's see how we ended up. I bet you weren't expecting that. Just a little bit of quartz on this side. Pretty much gone over here. I don't see any fractures.
Colors in that are perfect. That is a wonderful stone. This is why I cut these stones. That one's going to my collection. Wow. Boy, I get one of these like maybe 1 in 100 or 200. That, get this wet.
That is killer. Wow. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you guys on the next one. Bye.